I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's jump right in. So today, I wanted to dive back into love and hopefully give you a different perspective on love and something that will help you tap back into love. So let's start off first by looking at the image on the screen. So if you look at the image on the screen, you see two individuals holding together a heart, which signifies the love in a relationship. Now, I purposely have it where each individual is holding that love by just their fingertip because they're holding their part of that love. See, that heart is representing the relationship. The relationship is its own entity. That's what you pour into, right? So if you're not pouring into a relationship, you're not pouring love into your partner. So if one individual moves their finger, guess what happens to their part of that love? It's going to fall off. And then guess what the other person's love is going to do? It's going to fall as well. So I like to look at love just like that little Christmas ornament. Now, if you're like back in the day when I was growing up, they had these little, I'm sure they got them today as well, little cheap, little flimsy Christmas ornaments, right? You sneeze on that thing wrong and it would break. They were so freaking delicate, right? That's how I see the love that I'm giving another individual. If you're not willing to treat my heart like that fragile Christmas ornament, you're just willing to break it, drop it, do whatever, then cool. What I'm going to do is sweep my little shards back together and I'm going to go back and I'm going to rebuild that heart. And when I rebuild it, it's going to be stronger than it was before. That's what love is doing. It's making you stronger. It's making you tap into what is real. And if you look at society today, it's pushing people away from love. People are more concerned with money than love. When love is the only real thing that you got. Money is not real. Money is something that man made up. Yes, we do need money to survive in this world. However, that should not be your main thing is money, money, money. You know, then you hear love don't pay the bill. Okay, we already know you need money. However, money should never trump love. Now, I've shown the scale multiple times. And if we look at it again, you see that love is 500, right? That's where love is. If you look at to the right in the level of consciousness, you're up to 500 inner love. 500. So now if you look anywhere on this list, you don't see anything about money. Nothing about money. If you're trying to raise your consciousness, right? So money is going to be located down here in that, when you're looking at the triangle, in that third dimension. That's where money exists. In the third dimension. So if you're trying to evolve as a being, as a soul, look where love is at. 500. You're in a totally different direction. So how can you not value love? And to be honest, I'm not even going to call it a relationship because the individual was there for nefarious purposes. So I would say my last interaction with what I was pouring in was love. That individual was not. And when it ended, and I noticed what she was doing, and I called her out on a couple of things, but she tried to double down. I'm like, all right, cool. That just tells me where your mind is at. And for me, it was easy to walk away because I knew the healing that I have gained over these last few years. You're not going to go leave and go find that again. Her thing was just that, money. That's what it was about, was money. So we're in two totally different. I'm looking for that love aspect. She's looking for that money aspect. So I'm not going to deal with that because I know that anytime you put something over love, let's just go ahead and keep it with money. If I'm in a relationship for love and you're in it for money, what that means is as soon as that money dries up or anything happens or revolving around money, you're out of there. If somebody comes to you offering you a sum of money if you do this, that, and the third, you're going to do it as well. So why would I want to have someone in my life who is going to do that? Now, after that relationship ended, not a relationship, after that situation ended, the first thing my mind tried to do is get me to revert back to old ways. You see, that's what these women do, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you go back to, blah. It's trying to get me to go back to, I'm like, nah, nope, not going to happen. Because I understood, even with all the things that were going wrong in that situation, it made me stronger because it was helping me see the broken pieces that I had in myself. Because relationships are nothing but a mirror. They're the best mirror you can get. If you're truly in it for love, love is a very high vibration, right? So your mirror is always going to be there in a relationship, always. And that's why so many marriages fail, because they're not in it for love. This person wants this, the other person wants that. I'm looking for security. I'm looking for, where it should be centered in love, on love. Where there is love, there is life. Mahatma Gandhi. Even in the Bible, it says God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God. God is in them. That's 1 John 4:16. Everything for me, I already said this in numerous messages. For me, God is everything, right? Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. The air you breathe, the couch you're sitting on, whatever you're listening to this on, because God is energy. And energy is within everything. So therefore, God is everything. Right? And if we go down a little deeper, love is the bridge between you and everything. Rumi said that. Think about that. Love is the bridge between you and everything. I just said God is everything. So if you're looking at the Bible, God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God. God is in them. Love is the bridge between you and everything. So in order for you to get to God, you must go through love. You will never know God if you do not go through love. Period. You're not vibrating high enough to even know God. Because God is located at a certain vibration. And he's not going to come down to your vibration. You must rise to that vibration. And the only way you're going to rise to that vibration is by releasing all those energies that no longer serve you, i.e., thoughts, heartbreak, whatever the case may be. Don't look at it as love let you down. Love is love. That individual let you down. Love had nothing to do with that. Nothing. Stop blaming love for your wrong choices. In order for that individual to have came in my life, I had to let her in. So I don't blame her for what she came in to do. She did what she was going to do. That's on her. I don't have to worry about that. That was her choice. But I can guarantee you this, because I was giving her true love, I know she's sick now. I know, because I know, and I told her that before I told her, I said, and it wasn't out of spite or anger. I said, you will not find another love like this. You won't. Because it's the love she is receiving, no other person ever received, because I was healed at a point in my life that I wasn't before. So the love she was getting was pure freaking real love. But she took it for granted. She was still unhealed, claiming to be healed, but she was unhealed. And once she saw that I was walking in love and it was only a matter of time before she was going to be busted, she had to leave. So don't worry about what was done to you in the past. Learn from it, grow from it, but let it go. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within you, within yourself, that you have built against it. Once again, that's Rumi, speaking perfectly on what I just said. Because you've made poor choices however many times in a row, more than likely is because you wasn't going in with pure love. No restrictions, no blocks, no walls. Because every time you get hurt and you add another brick around your heart for quote unquote protection, yes, you're protecting someone from hurting that heart. But guess what? You're also blocking love from entering. Once you put up a wall, nothing gets through that wall. See, people are under the impression that, oh, I'll tear down this wall when I find the right. No. How are you going to know that that's the right person? If I can tell you like this, because of the work that I've done, if I come across an individual and I'm interested in her, right? And she's trying to make me jump through hoops because of someone in the past, I will walk away. I had nothing to do with that. So I'm not going to sit here and jump through no hoops for you. I'm not going to do that. Either you're going to risk it just like I'm risking it, or there's nothing left to be said. But I'm not going to be jumping through no hoops and then find out later on that you wasn't worth jumping through those hoops for. So this is why I've been on my own for over 3 years now. Abstinent, no relationships, not looking at all, because I wanted to go deeper and deeper within and tap more and more into that love. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. because that's how I move now. Everything I do, it is purely out of love. I don't have any ulterior motives behind anything that I'm doing. If I'm doing it for someone, I'm doing it out of love. Like I said, look at the scale again. 500. Look at all the things that are below love. There's a lot. So in order for me to enter another relationship, that person will have to be healed. Because if you're unhealed, I'm going to suffer. And I'm not willing to do that. So that's why I chose to stay alone for the amount of time that I've been alone. Because when I do re-enter into a relationship, it will be with the right person. And it won't be because of any special words she said. I don't care if she's a millionaire, a billionaire, or a trillionaire. If there's no love there, I'm out. Because I don't care, not in that way, about the money. I won't enter a relationship just because someone is rich. If I truly want love, then it's not going to be anything to do with how much money that person has. Now, if this person has money and there's love in it, then that's a bonus. But just going into a relationship just because this person has money, no. But a lot of people do that nowadays because that's what they want. That's what they're chasing after, is that money. Not understanding that you're really chasing after the feeling that you're going to have from spending all that money, or the freedom that you're going to have. So you're still chasing a feeling. That's why you see so many people, when they do get money, they still look sad and miserable because they don't have that love. Because they finally got that money and they thought, okay, this is when I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. No. They find out that they're more miserable because they're lacking that love. We accept the love we think we deserve. Stephen Chbosky. Very true. If you don't think that you're worth a person, you're going to self-sabotage it. Or you just won't even go towards that person. Then you have individuals out here who are sadly enough, they will see that they're not on your level. So what they would try to do is enter a relationship with you so they can intentionally sink you down to their level, so they can feel good about themselves. So be careful who you enter into a relationship with. Don't go by just the words, the illusions. Love is not only something you feel, it's something you do. David Wilkerson. It's also an action. So yeah, you're going to feel something, but you should also see something. How's this person moving? Are they doing exactly what they said they're going to do? If not, you might want to look at that again. But don't write off love. Love is amazing. And I look forward to that next level of real love. But that individual will have to be in that love vibration just as I am. Whereas before, I could see, okay, I see where you're lacking in that love area. If you fix this, and this, oh yeah, we'll be good to go. And that's what I was going with. But it's not on me. It's on that individual. If they aren't willing to do the work, it's nothing. Nothing's going to happen. So love is an action, just as well as it is a feeling. So if you are talking about love and this individual is not giving you that feeling and they're not giving you the action, or they're just giving you words, and you should, when somebody tells you something like I love you, you should feel that. If it's coming from a genuine, if it's coming from love, you should feel like, okay, yeah, this person loves me. It's an energy. So tap into love. Because when you're in love, when I'm talking inner love, when you're in that love that is within, it is much more easier for you to spread it on the outside. But if you're not tapped into that love on the inside, how are you giving someone love? What are you giving them? Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Siddhartha Gautama, better known as the Buddha. But like I said, that's what the world we're living in right now. You see more hatred than love. Everybody's piled against each other. You like this team? I like that team. Oh, you Democrat? Oh, I'm Republican. You this religion? Oh, my religion says this. Putting all against each other, not realizing that if you tap into love, I tap into love, the tree tap into love, your dog tap, it's the same love. It's the same energy that we're all tapping into. Same exact energy. But people putting different labels and names on it, now people think it's something different. Tap into that love. Love is very, very powerful. Look at, you can have wild animals. Get them as a baby. Bears, lions, tigers. If you take care of them, give them, I ain't talking about trying to train them and beat them with whips and all this stuff, but you give them love, they're going to reciprocate that love back to you. Look at all these videos you can go online, right? Where you see these wild animals caught in like fences or some, their paws are caught in traps or whatever the case may be. And a person comes over there to try to free them. And of course, they're trying to attack them because they don't know what you're trying to do. But once they free them, look at how many of these videos where that animal comes, follow these people or follow them to their house or come back and bring their kids and all kind of stuff. That's love. Oh, you showed me love. I trust you now. Love is powerful, man. Love is so powerful. But fear is much easier to tap into than love. So a lot of people are in fear right now. So in order for you to tap into that love, yeah, you got to go inside and do that inner work and release all that junk that is not love. And then watch how your life transforms. It's all love. I'm going to leave it there. And I love you. And if you got anything out of this message, I ask you to hit the like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.